Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope. And this one's for you, Sagittarius. Now we're coming into June, and you might feel a little bit challenged by some of this month's astrology. However, you are scheduled for some big picture realizations that can help you to attract and cultivate healthier relationships. This month is all about slowing down and looking within for the answers you seek, and you can plan to make big steps forward next month. We've got Mercury Retrograde in Gemini until June 22nd, and that could bring up issues from the past regarding a current or former partnership. So it's not the time for big changes or decisions, but take some time for yourself to reflect. Journaling can be especially helpful during this time period. If you're single and you meet someone new this month, enjoy staying in the moment, and you can reevaluate how you feel about making a commitment after Mercury clears the shadow phase of this retrograde cycle, July 8th. So we've got Venus entering Cancer on June the 2nd, and that really supports emotional connection and understanding. Actions will likely speak louder than words this month. Simple gestures that help others feel cared for and acknowledged are going to go a long way. So consider what you need as well. Definitely don't be too proud to accept help if it's offered. Venus in Cancer is stirring everybody's compassion and desire to show loved ones how much they care. Now we've got our first solar eclipse of 2021 on June the 10th at 19 degrees of Gemini. Solar eclipses are high-powered new moons, and they often stir energy that prompts either endings or beginnings, sometimes both. It's generally not always on the exact day of the eclipse, although I've seen it happen, but it can be in the weeks around the eclipse where people have certain realizations or events present themselves to help get you back on track. It's also a wonderful time for intention setting. It's a high-powered new moon where you can set goals not just for the coming moon cycle, but for the coming 6 months. Now, if you were born on or around December 11th of any year, or you have around 19 degrees of Sagittarius rising, you're in store for some bigger changes in the year ahead. So this new moon solar eclipse is a really good time for all Sagittarius people to set intentions related to partnerships of all kinds. It could be marriage, it could be business partnership, all kinds of collaborative efforts. If you have any goals related to that, to teaming up with others, this is your new moon to set those intentions. It's a great new moon if you are making it a goal to improve your communication skills or try to be more open-minded in your thinking. These are all great intentions you could set at this new moon eclipse. Now, the day after this eclipse, on June the 11th, Mars is going to move into Leo. And that's going to really incite your desire for some fun and adventure. Even if the whole month of June feels slow moving, you'll probably be able to make some time to have a little fun, maybe get outdoors, something that helps you enjoy a sense of freedom and give yourself a break. It's a great time to break out of stale routines and offer yourself some spontaneous creative fun. Don't forget that part. Now, the big time astrology this month involves Saturn and Uranus. This is big astrology for the entire year, but we're really feeling it this month. Saturn and Uranus have been in a square, and that will be exact June 14th. This can inspire Sagittarius people to make changes related to their regular routines. Work or health-related routines could be a focus. Now, you could be feeling restless. You might be ready to break free from a situation that feels too limiting or restrictive. And your instincts are probably right on about this. However, avoid using drastic methods. There might be a part of you that just wants to scrap everything you've been doing and start completely over. I've had those urges. I'm a fire sign too. I get it. But the best way to work with this Saturn-Uranus square is thinking long term versus immediate fixes. Taking a baby steps towards a bigger goal is going to be your best route to success. So definitely listen to those alarm bells that want you to make some kind of major big change. And then the Saturn piece of this astrology can help you to break that down into a manageable plan that you can actually get to work more permanently. So I hope you could work with that energy well. We've got Jupiter stationing retrograde in the sign of Pisces on June the 20th, and that happens to be the same day as the solstice, the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. And this astrology is really highlighting the importance of emotional connection and listening to your intuition. Adding to this water sign energy will be Neptune stationing retrograde on the 25th in the sign of Pisces. So when I think of these dates, the sun moving into Cancer, Jupiter retrograde in Pisces on the 20th, then a few days later, Neptune retrograde in Pisces on the 25th, I think, okay, this is going to be a time where emotions are stirred. We're also going to have a full moon in the midst of all that. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But Jan Spiller was really big on people being extra gentle with themselves and really not forcing anything during the days around Neptune stationing either direct or retrograde. So as we hit the end of the month, even though Mercury has stations direct, we really want to kind of ride out the month in a passive, more gentle way and know that we're going to have more push to move forward, more clarity in July. Now let's talk about this full moon. It's June 24th and it's at 3 degrees of Capricorn. This is going to shed some light on issues having to do with material resources and perhaps your values. It's a really good time to harvest the results of your past efforts, and you could receive money or other rewards for a job well done. It's a good time to assess your financial situation and take charge of matters that require your attention. So in the finance department, if you've needed to get your budget in order, to make a plan to pay for a bigger expense, this full moon can really shine light on what resources you need to get from A to B. It's very practical, Capricorn energy. So I hope you can make the most of June's astrology. Be safe and be well, and I will see you here next month with your horoscope.